ma BOT ache na memma no akwaba bi mache.
Mr. Speaker, Major Soba Kessben.
Na. We have a god here.
Yeah.
Very well. But me need doc na membra so. Doc, but what menka? Yes, not me bisase mona moye operators within a year this particular sector. Industry amu me betting no. Mona moye the key players. Now we were told that there were indications. I mean, betting tax uwinia na yateo kakra edie free so. About that, no finance minister said they never implemented such a policy. Is that really the case? And now what actually transpired?
No, that was an absurd statement. I mean, he knows very well that the tax was implemented, and what it is that last year, 2023, we paid almost 58 million on the tax.
58 million?
Million cities.
Okay.
Right? Because we started very late. I think we started somewhere around August. And then in 2024, we paid almost close to 158 million on that. Now, what the previous finance minister is confusing himself with, you see, National Lottery, where for some reason argued their point strongly, right? And for that reason, National Lottery was exempted from paying the withholding tax.
Okay.
I think Samia Uku made this statement.
There was a release to that effect.
Yes, yes. He made that statement. And when Uncle Fobi confused because the withholding tax was on the gaming industry, which includes the National Lotteries, you know, because the National Lotteries were for some two arguments, which I don't want to go into here, were exempted from it, you know. Some people assume that the betting tax was never collected. No. It was collected. I think GRA will substantiate this if you were to interview someone from there. Right. So it was a big mistake.
Okay, so how was it done? I mean, how was it implemented entirely? Were you withholding the taxes on behalf of government? And then at what point were you paying back into the government coffers?
Okay. You see, when this tax was initiated, you know, in the budget, you know, actually it was stated that the tax should be withheld after every transaction. You understand? But the operators found out that technically that was not going to be possible. I mean, it was a janjantua way of going to collect the tax, and it was going to affect the way of play, because we normally do almost close to about 15 million individual transactions, you know, coming through within any particular second. You can imagine that. So if every transaction, those that are going through the virtual, you know, aviator 1 second, a year, now you take tax, it was going to cause a lot of confusion.
Okay.
So we came up with this kind of arrangement with them that we will only deduct the withholding times at the point of withdrawal. Let's say what future games, you know, who play, one win, one lose, one win, one lose. Yeah, we will not do anything. But at the time you are going to move your money from this thing into your Momo wallet, you know, which we call the withdrawal. That was the point we deducted the 10% tax. Yeah.
And so clearly, I mean, the policy was implemented.
Yes, it was clearly implemented. It was really implemented, and I think the telcos are aware of it, as I said, because at that point, you know, the documents are there to show me clearly that, and if any audit is done with any betting company, they will surely see that it was deducted. I think he didn't get his facts right, and as I said to you, he mistakenly complicates the National Lottery not paying their 10%. You see, let me go one point. The reason why the National Lotteries were exempted from it was for two reasons.
Okay.
It is a Ghana government transactional staff, right? And the point was, how do you withhold against the Ghana government? Your Ghana government is putting money in something, collecting for the benefit of the nation, and then you are withholding tax for it. That was one. Two, because of the banker to banker, there were a lot of illegalities in there. If they were to impose the 10% on national lottery, it means a lot of people that were on the national lottery will run away to the banker-to-banker people, obviously, right? So I think the government looked at it from that angle and said, okay, we are exempting you guys from it. But with us, it wasn't. Yeah.
Very well. Now, how did that affect your operations? And then now that it's been abolished, as we are told by the finance minister, are you going to have some level of respite?
Interestingly, Tama Omode levy, when it was initially proposed, there was a lot of panic within the betting arena. Operators that, wow, this is really going to affect our revenue and therefore the revenue that was going to go to the government, right? But with the implementation, interestingly, we realized that in economics, I think they would say something like what we call inelastic demand. That is how cigarettes and alcohol are. You think you are imposing tax on it to reduce behavior. It didn't. You understand? Even when it did, it was really insignificant. And we have data also to prove and show that at a point, it even customer participation did increase in some way. Okay, right. So although we initially, all of us, if you realize the time it was imposed, there was a lot of noise from customers and from us. So at a later point, it looked like everything died down. Died down. So yes, in that regard, I don't think it impacted on both the government side. It might have gone up a little bit because of the revenue that was generated. But obviously, anything that is taken out of a customer is not something that we do welcome. I hope you understand, right? Whether it's 1 city, 10 cities, or 20 cities, I don't think it was right for it to be done. But in terms of its impact on the industry, I wouldn't say that it did. And if it was, as some of them were advocating, that the tax will stop people from betting, that also did not achieve its end, right? But obviously, because it was in the manifesto of both governments, I think they had to implement.
Yes, and now that it's been abolished, I mean, what do you look forward to?
You see, in a way, the operators are also happy because of one or two, I think, objectives which we feel that this is going to achieve, right? Once again, it's going to have confidence, reassurance of customers' confidence, right? And then two, you see, this allowed illegal operators from overseas to penetrate our market, right? What do we mean by that? Because those people offshore were saying that, you can bet on our sites and then you are not paying anything, any withholding tax. So a lot of them mushroomed, almost bedorsum, in our system, I think, and it started eating into the monies that we're paying to the government and that sort of thing. So telling this withholding tax thing is a very, very, very big plus, on us. And also, within the industry, we felt that some people were not actually paying their fair share of what should go to the government, to understand. And therefore, abolishing it totally becomes a fairer place for all of us to operate, right?
Very well. And so if I got you right, I mean, in 2023, you paid an amount of 58 million Ghana cedis, to government. In terms of withholding taxes, those that you took from customers. And then in 2024, you did around 158 million Ghana cedis as well.
Yes.
Very well. Doc, I must say I'm grateful for your time this morning.
No worries.
We'll speak to you again. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Okay, I'm always around.
Thank you. You're most welcome. And that is Dr. Kobby Boateng, President at the Ghana Association of Sports Betting Operators. One more year operators of companies ahodoa a trap bet no in now. He's confirmed. Operations, in fact, there was an implementation of the policy. 2023 or say one more 8 year 58 million Ghana cedis ana edema aban in 2024 omo etia 158 million Ghana cedis ana edema aban in terms of taxes womo etete na